am Skylar Lama. I'm a PhD student in ocean science and engineering. My home department is EAS. I work with Annalisa, Bracco, and with Karim, Sabra in mechanical engineering. And the chapter of my thesis that I'm going to be talking about is looking at coral reef monitoring through acoustics and the impacts of a healthy sound. So the goal of this project is to understand what makes a soundscape in a coral reef environment healthy. We started this by recording at the Georgia Aquarium. We used a sound trap, which is just a recording device attached to various hydrophones. And with that, we were able to record for 4 days continuously and to listen to the sound that a healthy reef in a contained environment makes. I post-process this data using various tools to get rid of the machinery. If any of you have been to the aquarium and seen this reef, there's a dump bucket that dumps every 2 minutes, so that's really fun to take out of all the audio. But this picture up at the top right, I have squared around one of the hydrophones dangling in the water there. But what we want to do next is see how organisms respond to sound. We know that fish can hear sound, and so can other marine animals, and they're actually very attracted to certain sounds. And they seem to know the difference between a healthy reef and a degraded reef. We don't know exactly what mechanisms are telling them this is healthy or not, besides the fact that a healthy reef is very noisy, a degraded has most likely dead or no marine life and therefore less sound. But we know also that larvae are attracted to reef noise. Larvae, being these tiny microscopic organisms covered in cilia, you would think, how can they hear anything? And that is a question that we are asking. We don't know how they hear, but we know that it is important to them and it's important to their settlement. So our idea is to use a microfluidic chamber, place larvae into the chamber and induce sound or vibrations to mimic a healthy reef and see how they react. But what we need is coral larvae. They're actually really hard to get. They can spawn sporadically. Sometimes they only spawn once a year and you need certain species, and it gets pretty complicated. And then there's the issue that you need to transport them. Transporting larvae isn't exactly easy. Once they get to us, they might die in a day. So we are currently trying to figure out through different collaborations where we can get larvae, how quickly we can get it, and then also talk to experts in coral larvae about how to actually test on them and what type of environment they need to be in. I've mostly done physics, so the coral knowledge I have is for the most part self-taught, and having an expert on this would be extremely helpful. So, thank you.